Now we are moving toward the TCA cycle, and I am going to teach you dicarboxylic acid cycle. Okay, so in this lecture, which point you have to remember? Okay, first of definition, then how this TCA cycle, what is the history of this cycle, where it is take place, what is the significance, and of course the pathway. Okay, then how much ATP energy that will be synthesized, so you can say energetics, what type of inhibitor, and how this TCA cycle is regulated. Okay, and it also called the anaplerosis or anaplerotic reaction. Why it is called? All these topics we learn today in further lectures. So minimum you have to remember this much point about the TCA cycle. Okay. TCA cycle also called as a Krebs cycle, okay, according to scientist name, dicarboxylic acid, then citric acid cycle, the first that product that are synthesized, that is the citrate. Okay. And it is also called the final oxidation. Okay, whatever the molecule that enter into the TCA cycle, either amino acid or glucose, indirectly carbohydrate or fatty acid in form of acetyl-CoA, that enter into this cycle, and all this molecule go oxidize itself. So it is called the final oxidation, and it is also called amphibolic pathway. Metabolism both occur, so it is called the amphibolic. And of course, it is a common metabolic pathway for all three major molecules: carbohydrate, that fat or lipid, then protein. Okay, so if you say definition, there is a complete oxidation of acetyl-CoA to CO2. So acetyl-CoA have two carbon. Okay, both carbon are eliminated during the TCA cycle as a free CO2. Okay, so that acetyl-CoA got completely oxidized to the CO2. Okay, then history. It is proposed by the Krebs, Hans Adolf Krebs, in 1937 about the TCA cycle. It also got a Nobel Prize in 1957 about the TCA cycle. Now, where does this TCA cycle take place? So, all the enzyme of TCA cycle that are located in the mitochondria in close proximity to the electron transport chain. Okay, because in TCA cycle, whatever NADH, FADH that are synthesized, that directly goes into the electron transport chain, and ultimately it synthesizes the ATP. Okay, so these are the this enzyme of this TCA cycle and ETC that are present in mitochondria in close proximity. Okay. Then what is the significance of the TCA cycle? First of all, most of energy or ATP, 60 to 70%, that are synthesized from this TCA cycle. So in TCA cycle, total 12 ATP is synthesized or 10 ATP. Okay, it is according to NADPH that synthesize either 2.5 or 3 ATP. Okay, according to old theory, one NADH synthesized 3 ATP, but according to new theory, okay, one NADH that is synthesized 10 ATP. 2.5 ATP. Okay. So this is the same 12 ATP or 10 ATP. Secondly, most of total oxygen that is consumed by the body, okay, this TCA cycle, and these already I said that carbohydrate, fat, amino acid, highly finally oxidized through this TCA cycle. Okay, it is also called anaplerotic reaction because in between whatever the product or substrate is there in TCA cycle, that will be also diverted to synthesis of some kind of amino acid, glucose, heme, or nucleotide. So it is also catabolic, and it also its precursor or its product or that substrate that also synthesize some other molecule also. So it is called the anaplerotic reaction. Okay. Sometimes one marks question ask that TCA cycle is an anaplerotic cycle. Why? They have to answer this. Then reduced coenzyme act as a substrate for the respiratory chain. NAD plus NADH, FAD plus FADP, the FADH. Okay. Then it is linked between catabolic and anabolic pathway. So it is called the ampibolic nature. Okay. It also controlling the effect on the key enzymes of other pathways. Okay. So all these are the significance of the TCA cycle. Now, one minute. Okay. Now overview of the TCA cycle. 2-acetyl CoA combined with 4 carbon, 2 carbon acetyl CoA combined with 4 carbon oxaloacetate. This is the first reaction. Oxaloacetate combined with acetyl CoA. Oxaloacetate have 4 carbon and acetyl CoA have 2 carbon. So totally it produces 6 carbon tricarboxylic acid, or you can say citrate. Okay. And during the TCA cycle, 2 carbon are released as a CO2. At the end of, again, oxaloacetate is regenerated and recycled. So oxaloacetate acts as a catalyst. Okay, oxaloacetate is come, acetyl CoA combine, then throughout the cycle, acetyl CoA 2 carbon that will be liberated, release, and whatever oxaloacetate is there, that is again recycled. Okay. So this is the overview of the TCA cycle. This is the step you have to remember. You have to start with this L, okay? Acetyl CoA, okay? Acetyl CoA combined with oxaloacetate and form a citrate. Here, citrate synthase enzyme is that is take part in this reaction, okay? And one H2O is added, and citrate is synthesized. Then isocitrate is synthesized, okay, with help of the enzyme aconitase enzyme. Okay. Then isocitrate converted into the alpha ketoglutarate. Enzyme is dehydrogenase enzyme. Here 1 carbon is liberated. So here isocitrate is 6 carbon, but alpha ketoglutarate have only 5 carbon because 1 carbon is liberated here. Okay. Remember, one here NAD is converted into the NADH, and this NADH goes into the ETC cycle and produce 3 ATP according to the old theory and 2.5 ATP according to the new theory. Okay. Then alpha ketoglutarate again converted into the succinyl CoA. This is 6 carbon isocitrate, alpha ketoglutarate 5 carbon, and succinyl CoA is 4 carbon because again here one CO2 is liberated. Okay. And here again enzyme is dehydrogenase enzyme. Alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme. Here again one NADH is produced. So this is the second NADH. Okay. Then succinyl CoA converted into the succinate. Okay. And CoH is liberated. And remember here one GDP is converted into the GTP. This reaction is also called the substrate level phosphorylation because here without going into the ETC cycle, one GTP or ATP is synthesized. So this reaction is called the substrate level phosphorylation. Two such type of reaction occur in glycolysis also. Okay, remember. Here enzyme is succinyl-CoA synthetase and synthetase, that is enzyme. Okay, so here one GTP directly produced. Succinate converted into the fumarate. Okay, with help of again dehydrogenase enzyme succinate dehydrogenase, but here one FAD plus is converted into the FADH2. Okay, and this FADH2 is goes into the again ETC cycle electron transport chain and produce the ATP. Okay, then fumarate converted into the malate with help of the fumarase enzyme. Again malate converted into the oxaloacetate. Again oxaloacetate is final product. Here again malate dehydrogenase enzyme and N1 NAD is converted into NADH. Okay, so here one cycle is done, and again whatever the oxaloacetate is there, that again is recycled. So 2 carbon acetyl CoA is combined with this, here 1 carbon and second carbon, so acetyl CoA 2 carbon that are released, and again oxaloacetate is resynthesized. Okay, and 1, 2 and 3 NADH is synthesized. Okay, so remember 3 NADH is synthesized, that goes into the TCA cycle, and 1 FADH2. Okay, and 1 directly GTP or ATP is produced. Okay, so in this cycle you have to remember enzyme where CO2 is liberated, where NAD, FAD and GTP is synthesized. Okay, now this reaction catalyzed by the pyruvate dehydrogenase multi-enzyme complex that is connecting the link between the glycolysis and TCA cycle. Okay, so at end of the glycolysis pathway, pyruvate is synthesized. Okay, from pyruvate to acetyl CoA, that require the PDH enzyme. The name is the pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay, first formation of citrate is occur. Okay, combine oxaloacetate and acetyl CoA, then isomerize of the citrate to isocitrate, then formation of alpha ketoglutarate, then alpha ketoglutarate to the succinyl CoA, then succinate, fumarate, malate. Okay, and lastly malate is again converted into the oxaloacetate. Okay, this is the energetics of the TCA cycle. Okay, so you can see here that 3 NADH2. Okay, 1, 2 and 3 NADH that are synthesized. So according to old theory, 3 ATP is synthesized from 1 NADH. So 3, 3 and 3, total 9 ATP, and 1 is directly synthesized. Okay, that is here 1 ATP GTP. Okay, so 10, and FADH2 is synthesized 2 ATP according to the old theory, and new theory it is 1.5. Okay, so total for NADH 3 NADH 9 ATP is there. FADH 2 ATP means 11, and 1 directly GTP synthesized, that is the 12 ATP. If according to the new theory you calculate 1 NADH 2.5, okay, so 3 NADH 5 plus 7.5. Okay, so 3 NADH synthesized 7.5 ATP, and 1 FADH synthesized 1.5. So 7.5 plus 1.5 is equal to 9, and one ATP synthesized. So 9 plus 10. According to the new theory, the energetics is a 10 ATP. Okay. Now there are various inhibitors of the TCA cycle. If you take this inhibitor that inhibit the TCA cycle, okay, one is fluoroacetate. It is a non-competitive inhibitor of the enzyme aconitase enzyme. Okay, here you can see the second step aconitase enzyme. Fluoroacetate inhibit this enzyme. Okay, so it inhibit the further converted into the isocycle. It inhibit TCA cycle here. Okay. Second, arsenite, that is again non-competitive inhibitor of alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay. So here you can see alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme that is inhibited by the arsenite. Okay. And third is the malonate, that is competitive. Remember, that is the one competitive inhibitor that inhibit the succinate dehydrogenase enzyme here. Okay. So one aconitase, okay, fluoroacetate. Second, arsenite, that is alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Third, that is the succinate dehydrogenase enzyme by malonate. Okay. So these are the three inhibitors that inhibit the TCA cycle. Now, how this TCA cycle is regulated? So primary, what happened here? Substrate is acetyl-CoA, okay, and product is the CO2 plus ATP, you can say. Okay, so product is ATP. If more and more ATP or NADH is also product. Okay, when TCA cycle is goes on, CO2 is produced, ATP is produced, NADH is produced. Okay, so when product is more like ATP, NADH, it directly inhibit the first enzyme, that is the citrate synthase enzyme. Okay, we already know the one rule that when reaction have substrate and product, when high amount of the product is there, then this product ultimately inhibit the enzyme that convert the substrate into the product. So here is the same, ATP is product, NADH is also product. Okay, so it inhibit the citrate synthase enzyme. Okay, and more concentration of acetyl-CoA and succinyl-CoA, that is again one type of the product. You can say succinyl-CoA is one of the in between that product. Okay, that also inhibit the citrate synthase enzyme. Okay, secondly, second enzyme, that is isocitrate dehydrogenase, it also inhibited by ATP and NADH, same as the that is the product. And if substrate is increased like ADP, okay, if ADP is increased means more and more ATP required. Okay, so ADP that will activate the isocitrate dehydrogenase. So more and more NADH is produced, and that will be convert the ADP into the ATP. Okay, so ADP, that is substrate, so it is activate, and ATP and NADH, that is the product. It inhibit the isocitrate dehydrogenase enzyme. Okay, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme, third enzyme of the TCA cycle, that is regulated by succinyl-CoA. Okay, again succinyl-CoA, that is the product. Okay, you can see here. Okay, this product, if increase, that inhibit the alpha ketoglutarate enzyme. Okay, so it inhibit the this. So if more and more succinyl-CoA is there, that inhibit the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. Okay, so it regulated by mainly three enzymes: citrate synthase, isocitrate dehydrogenase, and alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. And if ADP is available for the reaction, then more and it activates the TCA cycle. So more and more TCA cycle is there. If ATP is more, then it inhibited. So vice versa. If substrate is more like ADP, then TCA cycle is more N. If product is more like NADH or ATP, then it inhibit the TCA cycle. So how this TCA cycle is regulated? Now you can one of the reaction or this TCA cycle is called the anaplerosis or anaplerotic reaction. Okay, because this reaction, what happened? This reaction concern to replenish or to fill up the intermediate of the TCA cycle. So that is called the anaplerotic reaction. Because in this reaction, you can see that intermediate of this TCA cycle that are precursor for some amino acid like alpha ketoglutarate. Okay, this alpha ketoglutarate is involved in transamination reaction. Remember, so by this alpha ketoglutarate you can synthesize many of the amino acid. Okay, and in between like oxaloacetate goes back converted into the malate again converted into the oxaloacetate and it goes to the gluconeogenesis pathway. Okay, so you can say intermediate of TCA cycle like oxaloacetate that also goes toward the gluconeogenesis and produce the glucose. Okay, and succinyl CoA plus glycine, you remember that initiation of heme synthesis. So in TCA cycle, one intermediate is succinyl CoA. Okay, so for heme synthesis also, one of the intermediate product of TCA cycle, succinyl CoA, that also help to synthesize heme. Okay, nucleotide for synthesis, that is ATP is required. Okay, that are also synthesized from the TCA cycle. Okay, so to whatever the intermediate of this TCA cycle that act as a precursor or act as a substrate for synthesis of the various amino acid, glucose, heme, nucleotide. So that type of the action of this TCA cycle. So its name also it is reaction is called the anaplerotic reaction. Okay, got it? So in today overall lecture, just you have to remember the various names. Okay, tricarboxylic acid, Krebs cycle. Okay, then what is the definition? Oxidation of the 2-carbon acetyl CoA into the 2 CO2. Okay, in Krebs cycle by name of scientist, and in mitochondria. Okay, various significance: ATP synthesized, oxygen consumption, and it is the oxidative pathway of all molecules. Okay, then it is anaplerotic reaction. Okay, it is amphibolic in nature. Okay, so this is the significance of TCA cycle. So as already tell you that oxaloacetate is recycle only. Okay, and new molecule of acetyl CoA is enter and liberated to CO2. Okay, CO2 and CO2. So oxaloacetate combined with acetyl CoA and one cycle is go and two CO2 is liberated. Okay, so how this acetyl CoA is oxidized. Now this is the cycle. You have to remember the substrate. Normally what happen, substrate is available. Okay, whatever we take into the food, that is carbohydrate, lipid and protein, that will be ultimately come into the TCA cycle. So normally TCA cycle occur. Okay, but when there is a more amount of product is there, like ATP, NADH, then it will be inhibited. And if there is a more amount of the substrate is there, if you take more and more that acetyl CoA is present or pyruvate is present, then what happens? TC cycle is goes more and more. Okay. So in this cycle, you have to remember all the enzyme, 3 NADH, 1 FADH2, and 1 substrate level phosphorylation is there. Okay. And here inhibitor. Okay. Fluoroacetate. Okay. Then arsenite, malonate. Okay. So this is the inhibitor you have to remember, and these the energetics. So according to the old theory, that is 12 ATP, because 1 NADH equal to 3 ATP and 1 FADH is equal to 2 ATP. According to new theory, 1 NADH is equal to 2.5 ATP and 1 FADH is equal to 1.5 ATP. So total 10 ATP. These three inhibitor and regulatory enzymes. Okay. Cited synthase, isocited dehydrogenase, and alpha ketoglutarate. Okay. Lastly, this anaplerotic reaction. So this is all about the today's lecture, tricyclic TCA cycle, Krebs cycle. Okay. Thank you for today's lecture.